Israel has intercepted a missile launched by the Iran-backed Houthis from Yemen. This incident occurred shortly after air raid sirens activated in Jerusalem and surrounding areas. The missile launch is part of a resurgence in attacks by the Houthis. This escalation follows the collapse of the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. The Israeli military confirmed the successful interception of the missile before it could enter Israeli airspace. Just hours before the interception, Israeli forces conducted airstrikes that resulted in the deaths of at least 91 Palestinians in Gaza. The conflict has intensified recently. The Houthis resumed their missile attacks on Israel this week. This follows the breakdown of a ceasefire that had been in place. Earlier this week, Hamas also fired 3 rockets at Israel. Fortunately, these attacks did not cause any casualties. In response to the escalating violence, the Israeli military ordered evacuations in central Gaza, particularly near Khan Yunis. This area is strategically important due to ongoing rocket fire from Hamas. The military is preparing for operations in this region. Additionally, the Israeli military has reinstated a blockade on northern Gaza, including Gaza City. This blockade had been in effect for much of the ongoing conflict. The military warned residents against using the main highway to travel in or out of the north. Only passage to the south via the coastal road is currently permitted. Israel has accused Hamas of reigniting the conflict. They claim Hamas rejected a new proposal that differed from their previous agreement. The conflict originally began on October the 7th, 2023. This initial attack by Hamas resulted in the deaths of nearly 1,200 people in southern Israel. The situation remains volatile. The international community is closely monitoring developments. The ongoing conflict has led to humanitarian concerns. Many civilians are caught in the crossfire. Both sides have faced heavy casualties. The violence has drawn widespread condemnation. The United Nations has called for restraint from both parties. They emphasize the need for a return to negotiations. The history of conflict in this region is complex. Tensions have persisted for decades. Each escalation often leads to further violence and loss of life. The recent events highlight the fragility of any peace agreements. As the situation unfolds, the potential for further military action remains high. Both Israel and Hamas have shown willingness to engage in hostilities. The cycle of violence continues, with civilians bearing the brunt of the conflict. The recent violence has resulted in substantial casualties on both sides. The international community is urging a return to dialogue and peace.